In this video I'm going to show you how to use hue saturation and vibrance adjustment layers with your photographies. So I'm going to use this photo here as an example for a demonstration. Okay, so I'll first show you the hue saturation adjustment layer, and there are actually two ways that you can use that layer. You can just go to image adjustments and choose it from here, or you can just go to layer, new adjustment layer, and choose it from here. And there's actually a big difference here. Actually, you can create the same results, but when you go to image adjustments and hue saturation, you're losing one great option. And what's that? I'm gonna show you now. So here, after you change, for example, the saturation and click OK, on that way you will actually discard your original photo, so you will be unable to change the saturation again. Okay. So if you go again to image and adjustments hue saturation, you will see that all values will be set to 0, so you will not be able to change the value that you used. Okay, so let me just go stack back. So is the better way to go to layer and a new adjustment layer and hue saturation layer, of course, if you wish to keep your original photo and that you always have option to change the values. So just click there, click OK. Okay, so here you can actually choose the color that you wish to affect on the photo, and it's going to leave the master here, so it will actually affect the all colors, so actually the whole photo. First, what you got here is the you can just it says here click and drag in image to modify saturation. So if I just click here, and now when I click, for example, over here and drag into the side, it will start changing the saturation, but only on the colors that are similar to this one here. Okay, and if I do the same but press the control for PC or command for Mac and then click and drag, actually change the hue, but again also only of the colors that are similar to the one that you selected. Okay, so I'm just gonna choose the master again here. So everything is set to 0, so it doesn't change this layer. Now it doesn't change anything. So what the hue does is actually just randomize your photo colors. Okay, you can see. And what the saturation does, it increases the intensity of all colors on your photo. Okay, so if you move it to 0, actually to -100, you will get the desaturated photo. Okay, black and white. And if you move it to 100, it'll be a little other colors will be too saturated. Okay, so you just have to play with this cursor here. It depends which kind of effect you wish to achieve. Let's say something like this. Okay, and here we got the lightness. Also here you will see two color bars. The first one are the colors in your photo, and the second one showing which color from here will look, how it will look here after you change some settings. Okay, so if I change hue, for example, you will see that this color will become this one, this one, this one, and so on. Okay, and it's the same when you move the lightness, when you change this. Okay, so what it does, if you move it to the left side, it will start to darkening your colors here. Okay, if you move it into the right, it will start brightening your colors. So if you move it to 100, it will be photo totally white, and if you move it to -100, it will be black. Okay, and you got the option here to colorize, and when you choose this option, you'll see that the saturation will actually go from 0 to 100, and that your photo will be in a single color that you can change over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave these settings like this. Let's increase maybe a little bit more, like this. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my original layer and put this into one group and just hide. I will right here like this, so I can show you the difference between the vibrance and the saturation. So I'm going to duplicate this layer again, and now go to layer, new adjustment layer, and choose the vibrance here. Okay, so what actually the vibrance does, it actually it will saturate only the low saturated colors in your photo, and it will actually almost not touch the already high saturated colors. Okay, it also prevents skin tones from becoming over saturated. So you can just change Vibrance here. Okay, and you also got here the saturation, but actually this saturation will not affect your photo like this one here. Okay, so and I'm going to show you a difference. Okay, you can see if you move this to 100, even if it's the maximum value here, your photo will not be too much, it will not be too oversaturated. Okay, so when I set this to, let's say 50, okay, let's put this into one group. Let's call it Vibrance. And you can see the difference now over here. If I change the saturation also to 15, you will see that, I'll turn on this group. Okay, so this is the hue saturation layer, and this is the Vibrance saturation layer. Okay, if I will change this to 100, for example, okay, you'll see the difference. But if I change the saturation here to 100, you'll see your photo will become too much saturated. You can see the difference. So this is the Vibrance saturation 100, and this is the hue saturation saturation 100. Okay, so that's because the Vibrance saturation will actually only saturate the photos that are low saturated, and the colors that are already high saturated, it will not affect those colors. Okay, so you can see the before and after. Okay, so I hope you understood everything, and thanks for watching.